Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I thought I would give you guys a little look at a day in our lives slash some cooking and cleaning, which I guess is a day in my life because I cook and clean every day. And today we decided to do some workbooks in the morning. We don't do these every single morning because if we did, the kids would get burnt out on them. But right now, the kids love them. And so we've been doing them pretty much, I guess you would say, every other day or every 2 days. Usually when Ashton and I start to work on the workbooks, Eve likes to read her princess books with her little read-along thing. Ashton is currently doing a workbook learning his letters, and also he's doing a preschool level Spanish workbook. Alright, Ashy, how do you say orange in Spanish?
Naranja.
Naranja. Good job. My husband is Peruvian and he speaks Spanish, and so does his family. I've actually been trying to learn Spanish for a while now, and I want to make sure that my kids know Spanish. So it's already around noon by now, and the kids ate breakfast, and so I'm just putting them in front of the TV with a cartoon in Spanish, and I decide to make myself some breakfast. So I'm just setting out the ingredients here for everything that I'm going to use. We are not gluten-free, but I realized I was eating English muffins every single day and the ingredients on them were really bad, so I switched to the Ezekiel English muffins, and they're super good and gluten-free and have a lot of whole grains in them. I'm just putting some more of that Miyoko's oat butter in my skillet, and I'm going to be using a farm fresh egg that my mom got from a local farmer here. Now I'm going to be getting out some of this Miyoko's cheese wheel. This is my favorite cheese ever. It's so delicious. I got through so many packages of this, it's like not even funny. So I put a very good amount of that on my English muffin. And then I'm just going to be cutting open an avocado and putting half of that onto the other side of the English muffin. And Eve usually eats the other half of the avocado with her lunch. Then I put a ton of arugula, and I just slice open this lemon and squeeze that on there as well. And there you have it, the perfect breakfast sandwich in my opinion. I will not record myself eating this because it is very messy and I look crazy when I'm eating it. It's very embarrassing to eat this in front of people, but it's so good that it's worth it. Okay, y'all, so my guest room has been a catch-all for a while now. I literally just put whatever I don't want to deal with in here and just keep the door closed. And I'm finally to the point where that's driving me crazy, so I'm going to tackle that today. A bunch of things that are on the bed are actually stuff that I wanted to sell or donate, so I'm just putting those in a box for right now. There was more things up here that I needed to donate, and also some stuff that I needed to return that's just been sitting here and I haven't taken to the UPS store. The next step was taking out all of the inserts for the dog beds. I was washing all of the covers, so I just threw their inserts in here, but obviously it's hard to work in here with everything on the floor. I've also been doing a bunch of redecorating, so I just threw the stuff that I wasn't using at the moment in here, but I didn't want to get rid of. So I decided to try and like put my decor in a more organized state. My guest closet has so much potential and there's still a lot that I want to do in here, but today I'm just trying to get it clean to the point that I can even think about what kind of things I want to do with it. Definitely need ideas about how to store things that I'm not using at the moment but don't want to get rid of. I don't like keeping it here in the guest closet, but also I don't want to put it up in the attic because I don't want to forget about it. So if you have advice on what to do with that, please let me know. The blankets were all messed up from having stuff sitting on top of them, so I just decided to shake those out and give them a little bit more life. Alright, now it is time to vacuum. I don't even remember the last time I vacuumed in here. That's really sad, but it's true. And when I was moving the closet door, I realized that one of the inserts that go in the wooden pieces in there was behind there, and I didn't know that, so I switched out the basket that I did put in there with that one. Now I'm just going to be wiping down everything in here. This little table I just have in here to hold tissues. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, this room, like, it has a lot of potential to it, but I pretty much just, like, threw things in here to just try to get it ready because I started having guests really quickly as soon as I moved in. But I definitely want to do more with this guest room. I feel like I need to say again that my kids will almost always be in the background of my voiceovers. It's just going to have to be that way. And they are all three with me right now, so you're going to be hearing like random stuff in the background of my voiceovers, and I apologize for that. The art on the right side of this dresser is my all-time favorite. It's actually of my three dogs that someone drew for me, and I am obsessed with it. I realized when I was vacuuming over here that that lamp was super dusty, so I just go ahead and dust that. Alright everyone, I am done. Everything is put away and organized. If you have a room in your house that is the catch-all, I definitely recommend that you clean it out. It will make you feel so much better. A weight is lifted off my shoulders. Also, stay tuned for a room makeover because that will be happening very soon. I am tackling the dogs' laundry now. They have their own blankets and towels and also the covers for their dog beds. I think it's super important to give your dogs a bath once a week and also to clean everything that they lay on once a week or it will start to smell really bad. Random fact, I really dislike putting the covers back onto the inserts for some reason. I don't know why, but it's just like one of those things. And Josh usually does it for me, but he's had a really busy week at work, so I decided to just go ahead and do it, but I did not enjoy doing it at all. These dog beds are actually the best dog beds that we've ever had, though. We had a problem with the Dachshunds ruining like every dog bed that we had, especially Lana. She would just totally destroy them. And all three of these we've had for over a year, and she hasn't been able to destroy them. And there's my little angel in the background, just being adorable. I was busy doing things literally all day, yet this was all I was able to get done, and it's already dinner time. It's actually past dinner time. I think it's like 6 o'clock at this point. Tonight I'm making a creamy broccoli, chickpea, lemon orzo. That was a mouthful. Which is one of the favorites in this family. We really love this dinner. This is like my third time making it, and it is always a hit. I'm just cutting up some bell peppers to roast. I'm going to roast these at 400 for about 20 minutes, just with some oil and some salt and pepper. Next, I'm cutting up a large onion. This recipe calls for a shallot, but I don't have a shallot, and I love onions, so I just used the biggest one I could find and chopped that up. Now I'm going to be chopping up this head of organic broccoli, and I have to wash it first, so I'm just putting it into the colander. Now I'm just going to be spraying it down with a fruit and vegetable wash. I actually used all of the fruit and vegetable wash that was in here, so I just filled it with some vinegar and water, which works just as well to kill pesticides. And I go ahead and clean the kale that I'm going to be using too. I do like the stems of the kale to a certain extent, just not the very bottom, so I'm just chopping that. Next, I'm just making the cashew cream, and I'm just using some soaked cashews, some nutritional yeast, and water, and blending that in my Vitamix. The longer you soak your cashews, the creamier it will be. I'm taking that oat butter again and putting that in the skillet so that I can saute the broccoli. So I was done sauteing the broccoli, so I'm just going to start sauteing the onion now. Y'all, it is already 6:30, but it's okay because my husband just walked in from work and it won't be long before dinner will be ready. I don't even know how much garlic this recipe actually calls for, but I always put way too much, but it's okay because I love it like that. Then I'm just adding some organic thyme. I don't have any fresh thyme, so I had to use dried thyme, and then some chili peppers. I'm squeezing some fresh lemon in there. And now I'm adding the orzo. I pretty much just eyeball it. I'm putting a cup and a half of some cooked garbanzo beans, or chickpeas. I didn't have any veggie stock left, so I had to use just water. Poured 2 cups of that in there and then put a generous amount of salt. I'm going to saute the kale now, so I'm just adding the oat butter to that pan. I'm using a lot of garlic in here as well, and a generous amount of lemon juice. Sprinkling it with some salt and pepper. When the orzo starts to look like this, then that means that it is time to add the cashew cream. And I'm putting the sauteed broccoli back in there. I decided to add some chopped herbs from my herb garden, so there's just basil and cilantro in there. And there you have it. We got to eat dinner at 7 o'clock. This is Josh and I's plates, and it was so good. I didn't film myself cleaning the kitchen, but I was done eating and done with the kitchen by 7:50, so that was a big accomplishment. And I just decided to make myself a London fog, which is just some plant milk. I use oat milk and some maple syrup with some Earl Grey tea. I will link where I get my tea from. I get it on Amazon, and it's the most delicious Earl Grey tea ever. So I usually end my night with a beverage, and tonight it was this. And at this point, I'm exhausted. I'm going to go upstairs and watch some TV with my husband. And yeah, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe.